Hi, this is Richard Quack here. Welcome to another session of my weekly live video. In today's session, I would like to talk about the topic of network marketing. If you are in network marketing or you are considering to go into network marketing, then this is the right topic for you. All right. And the topic is skills you need to build your network marketing business online. All right. Now, building online is very, very important, especially today. All right. Not only because of the internet, social media, but today because of the pandemic, because of the lockdown, a lot of people are tied at home. All right, they cannot go out as usual to visit people and so on. So using the internet and social media is of very, very important. Okay, now everything is revolved around the internet, isn't it true? Everything is revolved around the internet, especially now with the lockdown. All right, the internet is a very important part, especially with social media as well, especially with new technologies and so on. The internet plays a very important role in your network marketing business. If you want to have success, then you got to learn how to adapt yourself to using social media and to using the internet. Okay. Now, this is a quote by Bill Gates many years ago. All right. He quoted, "If you are not on the net, you do not have a business at all." Isn't it true? Every businesses today must go onto the net. All right. Look at all the business today. If you are not on the net, then you are, your market is very small. It's very limited. All right. Even the mama and papa shop, they are trying to get on the net as well, because only by going through the internet, you have a worldwide exposure. We have a global exposure. Unlike previously, when you do business, it's all in your specific location. You are limited by your geographical location. Isn't it true? But with the internet, the world, is your market. Isn't it true? Well, think about it. Would you like to do business just in your geographical location, or you want to do worldwide? All right, so you got to think outside the box. You got to think big. All right. Now, the truth is that many people go to the internet out of weakness. Now, what do you mean by this, Richard? Let me explain to you. A lot of people go to the internet out of weakness because they say to themselves, "I don't like talking to people. I don't like to talk to people, so I use the internet, which I don't have to talk to people." That is using weakness. Now, you should be going to the internet with a different mindset, with a mindset that, the world is at my fingertip. All right. And I got so much potential outside there to reach customer, prospects, and so on. And I can use technology, I can use social media as well. So you must have a different perception of using the internet, not out of weakness because, oh, I don't like to talk to people, I don't like to talk to people, so I use the internet. Well, if you are doing because of that reason, then you're not going to succeed. I can assure you, you are not going to succeed. All right. So you got a lot of people talk about high tech and high touch. All right. When you use the internet, it is actually high tech, right? But having said that, you use high tech, but also you must accommodate high touch as well. All right. Because if you talk about network marketing, it's a personal business. All right. It's a personal business. Then you got to be able to communicate with people as well. So high tech must come with high touch as well. All right. So let's have a look. Skills you need, whether online or offline. But of course, you need certain skill, whether offline or online. Especially today, if you are using online, then you need this skill as well. Okay, here are some of the skills which I'm going to go through with you. Again, as I said, this is only my opinion, and if you think that it is useful, you're welcome to make use of it. But you think that it is something that is not as useful, then it's okay with me, no problem. You can discard it. My purpose for being here to do the Facebook Live is to educate you. All right, to educate you of what I know and from my experience. So basically, it's only from what I know and from my experience. So you can take it with a pinch of salt. Okay. Now let's have a look at the skill. Number one, unique closing skill. Whether you're doing online or offline, closing is very, very important. If you don't have closing skill, then your closing is going to be very low. All right. Now, a lot of people are still using the traditional way of closing. They're using traditional strategy of closing, which does not work anymore. Today, people are smart now. They've gone through so many changes that they know that this does not work. All right, let me give you an example of closing skill that people use traditionally. All right, especially in network marketing, they ask you, "Would you like to sign up? Would you like to sign up now? What impress you more? Is it the product or the service that impress you more? Can I have your credit card, please? Can I have your identification card and your credit card?" That sort of skill, well, sad to say, that is a traditional way of closing now. All right, it doesn't work anymore. Now, if you want to be successful, you got to learn how to reach the pain point of the customer. Find out. That's why you got to ask a lot of questions. Ask them a lot of questions and find out what is the pain point. And using the pain point, only then you can close them. You cannot use the traditional way of closing. What you like to do now. You sign up. Would you like to use the product or something like that? All right. And basic closing skill is very, very important. Okay, don't ask people whether you want to sign up now or what you think about the presentation. A good way of asking question is, all right, instead of asking them, would you like to sign up, or what do you want to do? Ask them this simple question: where do you where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? And stop. Let them respond. Where do we go from here? Very simple. They have to give you a response. Where do we go from here? After all the things that I've shown you, and so where do we go from here? And wait for their response. All right. Now, also closing involve asking questions. Very important to ask questions. Because why? We are in network marketing, we are problem solver. Remember, we are problem solver. We are not pushing solution to people. We are problem solver. And as a problem solver, you need to find out, ask them questions to find out what is the situation, and then you identify whether they need what you have. Okay, identify what is the problem. So if we are problem solver, I always give the example. If you go to a doctor, right? If you go to a doctor, the doctor don't try to close you or ask and do all the closing strategy. And so the doctor asks you questions. That's right, to find out what is wrong with you. All right, what is the problem? Oh, I have got tummy pain. How long have you had it, and where is it? And all sort of questions. They were finding. All right, they probe you and ask you a lot of questions. So basically, we are just like that. We are problem solvers. So basically, we got to ask a lot of questions. So one of the great closing skills is to ask questions to find out what are the problems that your customer or prospect have that you can solve, because we are problem solver. That's number one, closing skill. Number two, recruiting skill. Recruitment is a skill as well. How you recruit people. You must be able to do presentation. All right, presentation is very important. Show your presentation to many people, to many eyeballs, so to speak. All right. So closing skill, recruiting skill is very important. All right. Now, the previous presentation skill, you meet in a coffee shop or in a hotel or whatever it is. Nowadays, it does not work anymore. Why? Because of the pandemic. Everybody are working from home. You cannot meet in a coffee shop. All right. I mean, recently I tried to make an appointment with a prospect, and the prospect turned around and told me, Richard, not at the moment. The situation is very bad. So you see, you cannot be doing the traditional way. What you can do is that using technology. Okay, using technology, you can still recruit people. All right, traditional way does not work anymore. One to one, or one to a few people, or one to a group, especially physical presence is involved. All right, so basically you got to do a recruitment skill using technology, especially using Zoom. All right, you can do presentation over Zoom or over other webinar platform, or you can even have a webinar, auto webinar, that you can present a webinar to people that you have recorded a video and so on. So basically, you have to use technology. That's for sure. You cannot escape from not using technology. Using the traditional way is going to be a waste of time, and it will not work. Okay. Secondly, is recruiting skill. Number three, this is important. Listening skill. Most of us don't like to listen. We like to talk. We like to talk. You know why? Because we have ego, large ego. We want to show people, to prove to people that you know a lot, all right? But you realize that, according to Dale Carnegie, okay, the author of How to Win Friends and Influence People, he mentioned this, he quoted this, the best conversationalist is the person who listens. Why? When you listen to your prospect, you're giving them You are giving them emotional air. That means you are giving them a chance to express themselves, and you're giving them a chance to be able to be heard. Okay, so it's important to sit down and listen rather than interrupt what they're trying to say. All right, so just like asking question, now you have to listen. When you ask question, when they respond to you, you got to sit down and listen and don't interrupt. Remember, the best conversationalist is the person who listen. So you got to listening is a skill as well. By the way, it's a simple thing to listen, but it's a skill because a lot of people, cannot sit down and listen. They want to ask, you know, you want to say a lot of things about themselves and so on, about their product, about their company, about themselves, and so on. So basically, remember, listening skill is very important. Okay, in network marketing, you need to talk to people. Isn't it true? You need to talk to people. Even if you are using Facebook, social media, right, you still not need to communicate with people. That's what I say. High tech is important, but you still need to have high touch because communication is very important. Like Anthony Robbins says, all right, the quality of your life is the quality of your communication. So communication is very important. All right. So even you are using social media and the internet, you need to communicate with people. All right. You can use tools on Facebook like Messenger. All right. Facebook has got Messenger, which you can chat with people on the spot, right? And you can download the Facebook app and use it on your mobile. So not only when you are in front of your computer, you can chit chat with people, but when you are out on the road with your handphone, you can also message people. So basically, communication is very important. All right, conversation and messenger is very, very important. Okay, now when you talk about conversation, you must be casual, like a friend. All right, casual. Don't be very formal. All right, not formal. You're not interviewing your prospect or what. Be casual, like you talk to a friend. All right, and remember, ask question because we want to find out about them. Ask a lot of questions. Don't tell them about you because on Facebook, if they want to know you, they will go to your about page and check on you. All right, so what you want to do, ask a lot of questions, and when you ask a lot of questions, pay attention. All right, pay attention and make notes of what you heard about what they say because there may be something that they are looking for. All right, and remember, ask question and always end with a question. Ask question and end with a question, but don't appear like an interrogation. Okay, don't be like a police interrogating them, asking question after question after question. You got to make it flow. Okay, you got to make it flow. All right. Let me give you a simple example. If I ask a person, a prospect, and the prospect say, I ask the prospect, what do you do? And the prospect say, oh, I'm in real property. I'm in real property. So I don't immediately ask another question, but I communicate with them and say, oh, that's fantastic. I've got many friends on Facebook that are also involved with real property. Are you with me? Then only then I will ask them another question. Example, what sort of property are you involved with? Something like that. Are you with me? So make it flow. Don't look like interrogation. Okay? Uh, you are going to find out about their needs, because when they answer, when they answer your questions, you will find out later on whether they need what you have. Okay, that's the only way. Okay, now regarding questions also, you got to ask open-ended questions. A lot of people like to ask close-ended questions. What is close-ended question means? A question that require a yes or a no, that's all. All right. If a prospect answer yes or no, there's no continuity in the conversation whatsoever, isn't it? You want continuity, so what you need to do is ask open-ended question. Okay, let me give you a tip. Open-ended questions are 5 wives and 1 husband. What does it mean? 5 W and 1 H. What are the W? What, where, when, why, and which. One husband, how. All right? Ask questions starting with this. And these are all open-ended questions. They cannot answer with a yes or no. All right? So this is how you ask questions. Okay? Now, a lot of people make the mistake of pushing the program to other people, to the prospect. Now, remember this. The prospect do not know you. You do not know the prospect. When you push your program or your product to them, all right, you are assuming that they need what you have. You cannot assume that they need what you have. You don't know what is on your mind. What solution do they need, or what problems do they have? You do not know. That's why it's important to ask questions. Only when you ask questions, you find out about their needs, their problems, what the challenges are. Then only you can provide them with a solution. All right, so don't make the mistake of pushing your program to them without knowing about them. That's why it's important to have a conversation with them. All right, now talking about having a conversation, please do not stray. Do not stray, because your main aim is to prospect them. All right, don't stray and ask personal questions about love, about husband, about wife, or no, don't stray, my friend. If you stray, then it's going to go the wrong direction, my friend. Are you with me? So bear in mind, what is your purpose for this? All right, is to protect them. So very simple. Ask questions that require an answer that can lead you to find out whether they need your product or they need your program. Okay, so don't make the mistake. Now, the last thing I want to share with you is that when you approach people, you must have in mind this concept called NIR. NIR. What does NIR mean? NIR. Nothing in return. That means you approach people with the thought that there's nothing for you in return. That means you are there to provide value. That's all. Provide massive value. This is what it's all about. When you provide massive value to people, all right, you brand yourself, all right, and people begin to like you, begin to trust you. That is why it's so important. All right, so don't push people to buy from you or to join your program or whatever it is. I mean, you can do presentation for people if they want to listen, but if they do not want, don't push them. You see, I always believe in this. If they are not for you, they will never, never, never be for you, my friend. Those who will be with you, they will be attracted to you, my friend. All right, they'll be attracted to you because you should know that basically there are countless possibilities out there in the quantum. All right, the countless possibility, and the possibility is there. What you need to do is attract it to you. That's all. Don't go chasing after people. All right, it will be attracted to you. The always is matter to matter. Matter to matter will take a long time. All right, because you have to go to space. It takes a long time. All right, I don't want to go into detail about that, but basically, this is what I want to share today. The skills you need to build your network marketing business online. I hope that you learned something here. Let me summarize for you. Everything today is revolved around the internet. Isn't it true? All right. Now, most people go on the internet out of weakness. They don't like to talk to people. That's why they go internet. That is the wrong approach. You should approach it from strength. That means I go internet because the internet can give me this benefits. All right. The old way of closing, the strategy of closing the traditional way does not work anymore. People will laugh at you. All right. So you got to find out what is the solution, what is the pain point like, and focus on the pain point. Then you'll be able to close better. Okay. Then you need closing skill. Of course, you need recruiting skill. You need listening skill as well. Listening is a skill as well. Don't you think so? You got to learn how to listen, because most people cannot sit down and listen. They want to interact, and they want to voice their opinion and so on. Okay. You need to talk to people, even if you are using Facebook. Are you with me? Because the network marketing is all about communication. Okay, remember Anthony Robbins said that the quality of your life is the quality of your communication. Okay, use the messenger, and the conversation has to be casual. Ask a lot of questions, all right, to find out about their needs, their desire, their pain point, and what are the problems that they're facing at the moment. One of the common mistake people do is to push their program or the product to other people without knowing their prospect. Okay, and the last thing that is important for you to note is that nothing in return. Always approach without in your mind, nothing in return. There's nothing I want in return. All I'm giving is massive value. That's all. If you have that sort of concept, all right, if you have that value, then you can become successful. Because when you have that idea, okay, that thinking, that emotion, I can tell you, you attract success into your life. Okay, so that's all my sharing for today. I hope that you learned something here. All right. Today is already Friday in Malaysia. All right, and I wish you a pleasant weekend, and I will see you again on Monday for another session of my live video. Okay, so this is Richard Quack from Malaysia, wishing you good night and goodbye.